right, welcome to the Patriot Hour for Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. I am Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by, folks. We know you were busy. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. If you're doing the traditional Monday to Friday work, you are halfway there, folks. You were almost there. Lots going on. They had released the transcripts. I did a video last night talking about Trump saying that he would do this, and sure as all get out, it happened. It happened this morning. And folks, you just can't make some of this stuff up. It is unbelievable. I guess the biggest thing we're getting from the left, the biggest pitch, the biggest narrative is what Joe Biden did was fine. He literally on tape talked about, joked about threatening the Ukraine government with $1 billion US tax dollars, holding it, if they didn't fire somebody. They actually really quickly, he looked at his fake watch and he's like, oh, I think within 6 hours they fired this guy. So they listened to him. They fired this person. And he didn't have to hold back that money. So that all happened. And if you just stop long enough and think, that narrative is it's okay what Biden did. All that was fine. Even though they're trying to accuse Trump of doing the exact same thing. We see with evidence on tape the vice president at the time doing the exact same thing. That's okay. Trump questioning that whole process is impeachable. Not what Biden did, but Trump questioning it is an impeachable offense. That's what we're learning. Unbelievable craziness. Again, welcome to the Patriot Hour, and never take what we say here to be 100% word or fact. We always encourage you to think for yourself, connect all your own dots. We go over lots of information, lots of different stories like today, tons of different articles going over the impeachment process, what's really going on, and the declassified, unredacted, full transcripts of the conversation. And that wasn't enough either when Trump really quickly, this is why we're seeing this impeachment come, folks. This was huge. This is going to be a huge blow to Biden. So to get the news off of that, let's take it to impeachment. They really quickly last night, Trump's like, I'll just declassify everything. That's not enough. We want the whistleblowers transcripts. What else is he saying? Well, how do you guys know what else he's saying? The only thing that really came up was this Ukraine phone call, so I'm going to prove it to you. We want to know what's fully in there. Now, they're going to testify on Thursday that this guy doesn't qualify as a whistleblower. He didn't hear it firsthand. He wasn't a federal employee, I guess, of this department or this area or at all. This is all secondhand rumor. He ran to be a whistleblower based off a rumor or something he heard, that can't be verified. That's unbelievable. There are rules. I mean, Edward Snowden didn't fall into the whistleblower category. And some would think that he should have. I don't make the rules. There is an actual guideline to whistleblowers, and this guy doesn't qualify. That's something else that every channel just keeps pitching. This whistleblower, that whistleblower. We need to let the whistleblower. No, doesn't qualify at all. All right. The huge hole in the Ukraine impeachment argument. This comes from DC Dirty Laundry, airing out America's dirty laundry. Here we go again. According to the Democrat and neocon Greek chorus chanting, impeach, 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 the president has committed a crime by asking the Ukraine president to look into the firing of a chief investigator, Shokin, at then Vice President Biden's insistence. Shokin was in the midst of an investigation into the natural gas firm, Burisma Holdings, and their questionable relationship with Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son. Daddy Joe opened himself up for speculation of corruption and interference in a foreign nation's business when he pressured the Ukraine government into firing the chief investigator. Now, it's been very little talked about, but the one left channel or leftist media I did actually see on the mainstream, they touched base on that and they said, well, they said, and this is exactly how they pitched it, that this prosecutor that Joe Biden was talking about was known for his corruption for years before this actual Joe sitting there. So if he was pressuring their government to get rid of somebody, it was because this guy wasn't doing his job for all these years. And, he wanted a fair investigation into his son's company. Yeah, right. I mean, we don't buy that crap, man. We just don't buy it. It doesn't. And plus, he didn't know about his son. It's almost like you're over in this foreign government, strong-arming them with government tax dollars. And out of all the companies over in this foreign company, you're strong-arming one that your son happens to be part of. Oh, what a coinkydink. And you didn't know it. You never talked to him. You hadn't talked to him about that yet. Now his son has actually come out and said they talked once about it, which is opposite of what Joe says. Who's lying? Hunter or Joe? This is unbelievable. So Joe Biden's son, Daddy Joe, opened himself up for speculation and corruption and interference into this foreign nation's business when he pressured that Ukraine government into firing the chief investigator. The swamp's entire argument falls on one notion, that President Trump, President of the United States, is legally hamstrung from requesting assistance from a foreign government, Ukraine, and following up on a potential crime committed by someone who might be running against him in a political election. That would cover about 10 people right now. Let's phrase this out. Then Vice President Joe Biden, representing President Obama and State Department, was recorded bragging about threatening to withhold U.S. aid from the Ukraine government if they didn't fire the chief prosecutor. Biden, the elder, leveraged $1 billion American tax dollars already pledged to the Ukraine government to take the heat off his son. Ukraine then folded and fired that shotgun within like 7 hours, folks. At some point, President Trump was made aware of the former VP, Vice President, unscrupulous actions and asked for more information from the Ukraine head of state. As a president and chief executive, it was essential for Trump to assure the Ukraine government that America was not in the business of strong-arming foreign leaders in order to protect family members of public officials, nor do we change the conditions involving pledged aid based upon personal favors. Our global reputation and credibility were at stake. In order for Trump's State Department to have any credibility in their future dealings with Ukraine or any other nation, it was paramount to demonstrate that the U.S. political leaders would be held accountable for their actions, no matter how high their office. Additionally, the Ukrainians needed to be assured that the money pledged by the U.S. president would be delivered without additional conditions. President Trump was not acting to benefit himself politically. This is the most outrageous charge of all. As the President of the United States, Trump was acting on behalf of the American people and the U.S. government, not himself when he reached out. And that's very critical because you could hear it in the phone call. He said, I need you to do a favor for the United States, not for me, to benefit me and my kid or me personally. And people go, oh, yeah, he was because he's running and Joe's running against him. Well, if there's a crime committed, and now that Joe put himself in the race, we said this, these people have committed crimes, a lot of them running, so they jump in to run, then you can't harass them on the crimes they committed because of running. Hell, Hillary made up stuff on Trump last time and paid for it and got it put in and took it to the FBI. But they're saying, nobody gets it. You guys do, but I'm just saying. So this most outrageous charge of all is President of the United States. Trump was acting on behalf, all right, of the American people and the U.S. government, not himself when he reached out. Ukraine is an important ally, and trust moving forward is essential. Biden's third world shakedown tactics were a stain on the integrity of the United States and the credibility of the State Department of State. This stain had to be removed. Joe Biden, the candidate, Biden is not running against President Trump at this time. Biden has not clinched the nomination, and he does not enjoy any special privileges. Even if he becomes a Democratic nominee, he is not inhumane to investigations and possible prosecution for past deeds. Nor is his son. These are the crucial things, folks, moving forward that need to be pounded in, grounded in. The statistics or the status are willing to burn down the country. The statists are willing to burn down their country. With a weak field of candidates running against a popular and successful sitting president, the swamp is churning. There's absolutely no way either Biden or Warren have an ice cube's chance in hell of winning the 2020 unless they can take Trump out or cripple him. In order to get this president out of office, the anti-Trumpers of both parties will have to torch the Constitution to try to win over the hearts of minds of Americans by dragging President Trump into the kangaroo court. So the really bad news, if the globalist political consortism is this desperate enough to risk a bloody national uprising in order to get Trump out of the White House, something really horrible is afoot. With everyone so distracted by ongoing political hijinks and shenanigans, who knows what has really been going on behind the curtain, or why leaders from both parties are so desperate to seize control of the White House from a duly elected president. Those are all great facts. Biden claims he never spoke to his son about Ukraine. Dillings forgot son said opposite. So 2020 Democratic presidential primary frontrunner Joe Biden may have landed in hot water after denying he and his son ever spoke about it. There is actually a video out. We'll take a look at it. While speaking to reporters on Saturday, Biden, the vice president from former President Barack Obama's administration, claimed to Fox News' Peter Doocy that his son Hunter and he never discussed the latter's Ukraine's business dealings after younger Biden had to say the opposite. July New York piece. That's right here. In December of 2015, as Joe Biden prepared to return to the Ukraine, his aides braced for renewal scrutiny of Hunter's relationship with Burisma. So the Obama administration special envoy for energy policy raised the matter with Biden, but it did not go far as to recommend that Hunter leave the board. As Hunter recalled, his father discussed Burisma with him just once. Dad said, "I hope you know what you're doing." And I said, "I do." The younger Biden said in an interview that he and his father had spoken about his business activities in the Ukraine at least a single time. So there you go. And then we got this footage here of Biden, I guess, saying he didn't, let me pull this up, saying that he never had the combo. And again, he goes right to saying, "Nope, I did not." And then if it comes out, he's like, "Well, I couldn't remember." But so it was never a lie either. It's like they're just perfect
by
at
a
this.
reporter about his son, Hunter Biden, and his position on the board of that Ukrainian gas company. Listen to this.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings.
He says never, and then the New Yorker piece from this summer in July quotes Hunter Biden as saying, saying his father and he did discuss that company and said, "Dad said, quote, I hope you know what you're doing. I said I do." Does it raise any questions for you?
Well, clearly something needs to be cleared up at this point, all right? So, yes, of course, I would want an explanation on that.
Of course. Yeah. Dog and Pony, folks. Welcome to the Dog and Pony show. Dog and Pony. Unbelievable. They keep going back. Let's ask Biden again. He said the wrong thing. Oh, this time he said this. But last time he said that. Well, he said this. Every time there's an accusation, they go to these people. "Hey, Biden, they're saying this about you." That's a lie and it never happened. And then that's how they put it to rest. I mean, you can't do that for Trump. Trump said there was never no Russia collusion. It was a witch hunt. They didn't care. There was 6 investigations, 3 years, all this stuff. But everyone else can just be asked, and then we roll with that. Not today. Not anymore. That's what we're here for and what we're doing, folks. You can't just make this up. Hypocrite Democrat senators wrote Ukraine last year to investigate President Trump. So on Tuesday, Democratic Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced impeachment investigations against President Donald Trump for allegedly putting pressure on the Ukraine president, Zelensky, to investigate the Biden crime family for laundering hundreds of thousands of dollars from the Ukraine. The bogus accusations are based on hearsay from an anti-Trump whistleblower who supports a rival political opponent. Again, so this is coming out now that this whistleblower is a political, they hate Trump. They're an opponent. This is almost no different than when Hillary paid somebody, a foreign government, to write a nasty dossier. On Wednesday, the transcript call between President Trump and President Zelensky was released. By late Wednesday morning, we all know the allegations were false. President Trump did not pressure the Ukraine leader and did not even bring up the subject with him during the call. Now this. Last year, 3 Democratic senators urged the Ukraine government to investigate President Trump. It is clear by the new Democratic rules, Senator Mendez, Leahy, and Durbin must resign in disgrace for using foreign operatives to influence a U.S. election. So right here, folks, May 4th of 18, General Prosecutor of the Ukraine, dear Mr. Prosecutor General, we are writing to express great concern about reports that your office has taken steps to impede cooperation with the investigation of United States Special Counsel Robert Mueller. As strong advocates for a robust and close relationship with the Ukraine, we believe that our cooperation should extend to such legal matters, regardless of politics. Ours is a relationship built on a foundation of respect for the rule of law and accountability, democratic institutions. In 4 short years, Ukraine has made a significant progress in building these institutions, despite ongoing military, economic, and political pressure from Moscow. We have supported that capacity building process and are disappointed that some in Kiev appear to have cast aside these principles in order to avoid the ire of President Trump. If these reports are true, we strongly encourage you to reverse course and halt any efforts to impede cooperation with this important investigation. On May 2nd, the New York Times reported that your office effectively froze investigations into 4 open cases in Ukraine in April, thereby eliminating scope for cooperation with Mueller probe into the related issues. The article notes that your office considered these cases too politically sensitive and potentially jeopardizing U.S. financial and military aid to the Ukraine. The articles indicate specifically that your office prohibited Special Counsel Siri Holbrook from issuing subpoenas for evidence or interviewing witnesses in 4 open cases in the Ukraine related to consulting work performed by Paul Manafort for former Ukraine president and his political party. See, they're all about these people, the Paul Manaforts, not the Bidens. That one got shut down. This investigation not only has implications for Mueller probe, but also speaks to critically important investigations into the corrupt practices of the Yanukovych administration, which stole millions of dollars from people of the Ukraine. Blocking cooperation with the Mueller probe potentially cuts off a significant opportunity for Ukraine law enforcement to conduct a more thorough inquiry into possible crimes committed during the Yanukovych era. So they're strong-arming this whole little damn thing here. We respect, they're trying to get them to cooperate and get Trump. That was okay. And it didn't work out. But the Biden thing is, So, we respectfully request you reply to this letter and answer the following questions. 1, has your office taken any steps to restrict cooperation with Investigation Special Counsel Robert Mueller? If so, why? 2, did any individual from the Trump administration or anyone acting on its behalf encourage Ukraine government or law enforcement officials not to cooperate with the investigation of Robert Mueller? Was a Mueller probe raised in any way during your discussions between your government, U.S. officials around the meeting President Trump in 2017? So they had 3 specific questions here. So you just can't make this stuff up. Biden, they never spoke. And now his son, in an article from 2015, says yes. And back in 2015, for that article, Biden was still there. He was still vice president. That was like real-time stuff that his son was talking about in a Rolling Stones article or whatever it was. All right, we'll shut this one down. We're at the 20-minute mark. We hit about 3 articles there over the whole thing. I hope you guys are understanding and watching this live time and understanding it to the fullest. I want to take a minute here, folks. Look behind me here. That is a CNC lathed. You see it. God will judge our enemies. Will arrange the meeting. I would pick it up and bring it, but it's a heavy guy. Maybe I will at the end. I don't know. We'll see. So I would like to definitely see if I get that to come in. There you go. CWT Industries, CNC Plasma Cutting and Fabrication. Scott Tetro, owner and technician, Port Colborne, Ontario. Got an email there, swtindustries.com. Folks, this is awesome. Awesome. Got some stuff here if you need, get a hold of. I am just amazed. Thank you, Scott, so much. This is really a awesome piece. So again, I'll pick it up here in a minute. And yeah, I just don't have any camera angle. I'm looking. You can barely see it on that one. But I guess this one on me, just out of the way. There you go. Got this sent. This is very awesome. Holy Bible, Spirit of Liberty, King James Version, Freedom Edition. To Mike, TPH, the Patriot Hour. I would like to say I thank you for everything you do. I felt to give you this patriotic Bible, and I hope it will suit you very well, my friend. Keep up the good work and keep moving forward. Regards, Forklift. Hashtag the Trump effect. Hashtag super great awakening. Thank you. So I got to the P.O Box, and that's Scott did the Punisher. God will judge. Awesome. And then I got this yesterday. And just got a Scooby-Doo. Love the Patriot Hour. So I think this is from a kid. Possibly. California. Gail Harries. Either way. Very awesome. Must love Scooby. Got the Scooby stamp too. Very awesome. Very awesome. Thank you guys. God bless you all. Again. Yeah, here, let me show the hold on here. Just want to get this ready. Very awesome. Very awesome, folks. Very, very awesome. All right, so we're going to shut this one down. Again, I went over a few minutes. Just wanted to show you a couple of the things from the P.O. Box. We appreciate it. All the links are down below. Check that out. Leave a comment. Give a thumbs up on your way out. Help beat the algorithm. We were heavily shadow banned by YouTube. You can check out the website. All the links are down below, folks. Email, website, donation, links. We appreciate it all. God bless. Godspeed to each and every one of you. And we'll see you back here later on the next Patriot Hour update.